Hey, I'm Andrew Morgan, host of the Netflix original movie podcast, The Nomcast. Martin Scorsese's latest masterpiece, The Irishman, is coming to Netflix on November 27th, but starting November 15th, Holiday Cinemas in Wallingford will have a limited run of The Irishman on the big screen, and I want to see you opening night. The Nomcast will be there alongside some of your favorite Connecticut podcasters, taking your opinions on the movie. Tickets are moving fast, so get your opening night tickets now online at holidaycinemas10.com. That's holidaycinemas10.com for tickets right now. Follow at NomcastPod on social media and let us know you're coming to see The Irishman with us.
Hey there, this is John from Pint Comics.
And I'm Lloyd, also from Pint Comics.
And I'm the other John, and you get it by now. As you may know, we sometimes use language on this show that can be described as...
Filthy.
Okay.
Reprehensible?
Crude?
Sure.
Nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, guys. We all know that it's just plain out gutter talk.
You've been warned. Listen in.
You came for Pint of Comics. You've arrived at Scary Larry's House of Universal Horrors.
My music! You've stolen it! You've stolen my music!
There you have it.
That's the angry open.
There you have it. It's your Pint of Comics. You just heard Scary Larry welcoming you to the 7th installment out of 8 of Scary Larry's House of Universal Horror. I want to apologize to everybody right up front, but we were recording on the fucking hottest day of the year.
Again.
And yeah, this is another one where you're going to hear a little fan noise in the back. And sorry, but we got to stay minorly cool. Everybody in the room, except for me, has a handed out sweat rag.
Would you like a sweat rag?
Could I have a sweat rag?
Yeah.
Just I feel like I'm like the kid who wasn't like giving gum in class.
Well, you got the hat.
I got the hat.
Just
I do have a hat.
put it under your shirt, right under
Yeah,
your boobs.
let me
and you're
soak
all
up my
right.
man
Yeah,
boobs
yeah.
here.
I'm soaking through my shirt here. It's just...
How many do you have?
Did you not see?
There's so many in there.
He was throwing them at me as I came in the door.
God, it
I don't
smells
know.
so good.
I don't know if I
It's
did
so
laundry.
laundered.
Right?
I don't know if I thought my backpack was the laundry basket. I don't know what the fuck I did. I don't know why.
Yeah, you've never
You
stayed
did the
in a
right
hotel.
thing.
And they're so white.
You've never stayed in a hotel that you have not rated completely.
Oh no!
All right.
Any hotel I stay
And
in,
they're
the
so
washcloths.
soft.
Washcloths are fucking gone.
Well done. Well done.
Excellent.
I
Well
did the
done.
same thing, yeah.
Well done. Thank you for the sweat rags. You can leave them here. I will wash them for you.
People
so you don't
take
have to bring them.
shampoos. People take fucking soaps. I just take the washcloths.
Washcloth.
Yeah, the washcloths.
That's it.
No one notices.
No.
Well, maybe. But no, I don't care.
The other thing I want to apologize to you about right off the
Bet
bat.
$115 a night, I'm going to take your fucking washcloth.
Yeah, well, that's what it's there for. They have that written into some kind of loss.
That was Lloyd, by the way.
They have that written as some kind of loss. So
What did I do?
the other thing I want to apologize about real quick is besides the noise of the fan in the background, which isn't a big deal, is that I'm sorry that we lured you into Larry's House of Universal Horror for this movie, which is not in any way, shape, or form a horror movie. We have lured you into Scary Larry's House of Universal Musicals.
Yeah.
Today's movie is
And minor thriller.
Yeah, today's very minor. Today's movie is 1943's not the Phantom of the Opera, Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom.
This was in
Well,
the.
wait a minute. Who do we have here today?
Oh, I'm sorry. We got the
Wait, no.
Yeah,
We have Maestro,
Maestro. Yes.
Scary Maestro,
Yes.
Scary Maestro.
Sir Maestro,
Yep.
Hello!
and Manstro.
Maestro.
Perfect.
You sound like a transformer.
Manstro?
Yeah,
Manstro.
Unicron and Mainstro.
Ew.
Oh wow!
It's like
and
Menstro.
and here's the next good thing about this show is that I've been using the notes for this one as a coaster, and my notes are now soaked.
It's very
I can
soggy
see
notes.
through it.
Yeah, very soggy.
It's like in The Jerk when fucking Steve Martin's in the tub trying to read the fucking the letter.
Yeah.
Why don't we do the jerk?
Yeah, let's see how many different movies we can discuss other than Phantom of the Opera.
When he has his dog Shithead bring him the fucking letter.
Shithead. We actually talked about the jerk last night for a little bit.
Well, I don't
It's
need
something
my
we don't
dog.
remember. Yeah, we brought it up.
Yeah.
Did you?
Fuck.
Hopefully, what you talked about is how amazingly hot Bernadette Peters was.
She was hot.
In that
Oh,
movie,
yeah,
yeah,
she
In
was
every
on
movie,
that.
in life,
Yeah.
in general, she was so. Even in Clue, she was so. Not
wasn't in
Clue.
Clue.
No.
Stop! I got my Tim Curry movie messed up. Annie, the musical.
Oh, Annie, yeah. Well, she still had that giant curly hair.
She was Tim Curry's girlfriend. In,
But think about it in
Never seen that.
in the jerk how
Obviously, I have.
she's in this super tight outfit where you see her belly button through the dress that
Yeah.
she's wearing.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
that's pretty goddamn tight.
You know what she was pretty hot
Annie,
in?
she's got a super plunging neckline where you see all of the boob effect.
Well, you know what she was pretty hot in too is this
Annie.
This is out of left field, but do you remember she was in Pink Cadillac with Clint Eastwood?
Oh
Fuck
yeah.
yeah,
And
she was.
she looked pretty. I mean, Clint was tagging her in that too.
Pink
'Cause
Cadillac
he was at that
a
point
very
only
strange movie.
Yeah, he was only 77 at that point, so he was still he was still boning in 1989 when he was 77.
There's a picture I got to show you of my dad next to Clint at a certain point in the 90s. They look like they were like separated at birth or
Really?
something. Yeah, it's really creepy.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood's kid, Scott Eastwood, is like Clint Eastwood in the spaghetti westerns.
Yeah.
The poor kid will never have the same career because he's even if he's good, he's just going to be compared to. But holy crap, man! When they show pictures of him and Clint Eastwood from like 1965, it is the same damn thing.
I think we just dropped like 5 degrees in here or something.
Lloyd did something.
I just moved the fan a little bit.
Okay,
I'm crying.
you know we're in
crying
trouble
here.
when Lloyd's getting hot.
I'm crying through my eyeballs.
All right.
Or sweating.
All right.
So this movie here is a again, it's maybe
Can we just say this right off the bat?
Yeah.
I don't think any of us really wanted to watch this movie.
I didn't not want to
Larry?
watch it, but as I watched it, I realized I didn't want to like. I watched it all the way through, and I just went, that was a weird choice.
Did you?
Well,
did
to
you
tell the
watch
truth,
it all the way?
I
through?
had about 45 minutes today because I was on vacation.
So you watched the whole movie?
Drove back home.
Well, no,
I watched the whole movie.
Oh, I
This is
watched
by
the whole
far-
thing.
This is by far the longest.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
hour. It's an hour.
It's an hour and
29.
30 minutes.
It's
Hour
about
29.
It's about an hour of opera.
Yeah.
I watched it all on fast forward.
Good for you.
Yeah,
I did not.
So I got
I
it
watched
in
this
about
movie.
45 minutes.
I tried and gave up.
I watched this whole fucking movie.
We should say this too. This is the first of the color movie.
Yeah.
We got Technicolor,
Yeah.
bitches.
It's not colorized. It is in color.
My actual when I threw it in, I came home from work a little early yesterday, and I had to bang this out for tonight, and I didn't have time today.
Bang it
So
out.
I finished Wolfman after the third try. I threw this in. Lindsay's sitting next to me on the couch, just like reading. And when I popped it in and it came out, I went, "This motherfucker's in color." Exactly what I said. I was excited. And you know, be honest with you, it looked great.
Oh, it looks
It
great.
looks great. I mean, and you know,
It's
the
got a great
story-
cast.
Great cast. The story is a classic story.
It's not the same story,
Yeah,
though.
it's changed. Okay, so let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go through
let's-
some.
Has
of the-
anyone seen this in the theater, like a musical?
No, but I have seen.
Because I have seen it.
You mean?
and I enjoyed the musical.
the stage
The
performance
stage
of it?
performance.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw. I saw it on
Yeah.
at the Bushnell when I was in my 20s. Yeah,
yeah,
and it was
yeah,
great.
It's-
I think I saw it at the Bushnell.
This
as well.
movie is not the stage performance.
This is
not
an
that.
this is a adaptation. Yeah, for sure.
It's not even the earlier version, the 20s
No,
version.
no.
which is fucking scary.
Yes.
And it's a silent film.
Right.
Now,
Yeah,
That's Lon
yeah,
Chaney.
Lon Chaney Sr.
Lon Chaney Sr. is very like deformed looking in
Yeah,
this.
so he's
And,
got the black eyes. His
Yeah.
nose is pulled up.
Yep.
He's
yeah,
very,
he's like a pig man almost.
and
or
then,
something.
and then
Yeah,
the
Pigman.
parts when he's running around with the mask of the Red Death mask on.
Right.
Like very fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Very
It's a creepy movie, and it's black and white, which adds to the creep factor. You get the good shadowing and all that. But
Yeah.
do your thing here.
So, Phantom of the Opera, 1943. It was released August 27th, 1943. So it was a summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
For all those guys about to go off to war, or coming back from war.
What was the budget?
This is a big budget.
Yeah.
1.5 million.
Exactly.
1.5 million.
And-
It made 3.5 million.
Yeah,
so
so
this was a fucking
That's
big
a lot
hit.
of fucking money.
Well, when you're comparing this to the previous movie we just talked about in real time for us 10 minutes ago,
The
the
Wolfman.
Wolfman made for 350,000. Up to that point, even though some of the sets we talked about in Frankenstein and Bride were really great, and
Right.
Dracula, this one the sets
This is
were
all set. This
Now,
is what this movie
one
is.
of the interesting things about the sets here is that
They're reused.
opera house
Some of
set
them, some of them.
and the auditorium is the same set from the 29 or 25 version.
And you
25.
get to see it in color.
And you get to see it in color.
And my
God, what a set!
It is amazing.
Gorgeous.
It's
right now, it's the
amazing.
oldest set in the world.
Yep, oldest set in the
It
world.
still
Yeah.
It
exists.
still
Yes.
exists. I
Yeah.
didn't know
Oh no,
that.
shit! I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and they say it's haunted, but
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Universal lot in California?
No, it's in England, I think.
Is it?
I believe it was in England.
yeah, I don't remember where.
I read the same thing as you, that it was the oldest set in existence, but I don't know when they wrote that. I don't know if it still is. But yeah, that whole set has been
Wow.
used for other things many times.
Nothing else is going
It's
to
a
get older.
big
No.
fucking set.
Well, no, but I mean,
too.
if it's not being used anymore.
Oh, I think it's still.
I think it was the oldest set still in use.
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
little different. Yeah.
So the director of this one was a gentleman named Arthur Lubin.
Nice.
This was
he
produced.
did a few other things after
He did
that.
a few. There was nothing really that I was familiar with.
Nothing that stroked your dick.
Nothing that stroked my cock.
Universal Stage 28.
Universal Stage 28. This was produced by George Wagner. If you know that name, that was the director of The Wolfman. So he was the producer of this, based on the novel by
Fuck you! I'm not directing this piece of shit.
based on the novel by Gaston Leroux, French novel. Gaston Leroux.
Composition.
Was it a composition?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
composition.
I thought it said novel.
Well, you read wrong.
Okay, I read wrong.
All right.
What?
I back up Larry
Sorry,
here.
it's,
You know,
it's fucking hot in here.
I was gonna say, that was
This is going to turn into a full hour. I can
this
tell
is
her now.
this is bitchy Larry's House of Universal Horrors. Meow. Screenplay by a couple gentlemen named Eric Taylor and Samuel Hoffenstein.
The best.
They're very, very great screenplay here.
Jawohl.
The cast. Let's go through the cast. We have Claude Rains. Once again, Claude Rains is like the
Third
reigning
one
champion.
now.
Third one in almost in a row. He plays Eric Claudine. He is the Phantom of the Opera. He is a violinist who has a unhealthy obsession with a much younger girl, and he has been.
There's a
and a
theme
bad
here.
left claw.
He's got a bad
You're
left
right.
claw.
Yeah, there's a theme here about this unhealthy obsession
Yeah.
when it comes to the male leads of all these Universal movies.
Everybody thinks that he should be rich because he's been a violinist with the Paris Opera for 20 years, but he's been spending all of his money on getting this character we'll talk about in a minute. Lessons and all this stuff because he really loves her.
And she didn't know.
She didn't know, and he's so poor that he can't pay his soup bill. I didn't know that was a thing.
Right.
But he has, like, his landlady isn't worried about the rent bill. She just keeps up bringing up the soup bill. She's like, you haven't paid me for soup in 6 weeks. And,
And
he's like,
it's not Monsieur Claudine, it's Mr.
Yeah.
Claudine,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is a problem I have with this whole movie.
everybody in this movie is about
Did
as-
they say Mister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody in this movie is about as French as my dick, which is not at all.
It's a big problem I have with this whole fucking script.
They don't even attempt it. The Frenchest thing in this thing is the little mustaches the guys wear.
Yes,
you know,
Pretty
that's
much,
about it.
Yeah.
Those-
and
in the names.
Those
And
two
the
guys
names,
look
yeah.
the same too.
They look fucking identical, which actually makes sense in the end when they pretty much end up as a couple. When they end up as a couple, it makes sense because they're clones of each other. I totally got that. One of those guys is a guy named Nelson Eddy who actually was
He was a
very
he was a rock star.
Yeah.
famous baritone and
Famous isn't even the word.
Yeah,
The dude
Nelson
was a-
Eddy's
The dude was a
huge.
fucking rock star. Chicks passing out.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
seriously,
He was like Elvis.
legitimate.
Wow.
He was legitimate. Like
Really?
that dude.
Seriously, look
Yeah,
him
no,
up.
I looked him up a little bit. I thought one of the most interesting things about this was that he also gets a credit in the end credits under art department. And do you know why? Because Nelson Eddy was also, like, in his, I guess, spare time, a hobbyist sculptor. And that bust, that
did he really
he
sculpt
made
that?
that
Oh,
bust.
he made
Are you
it.
fucking
No
So
serious?
yeah,
Holy
so he
shit.
gets a secondary credit much later in the credits as art department credited to Nelson Eddy for
Because wasn't
for
it
statue.
his character that created
Yeah.
it in the movie?
And he created it in real life. Yeah,
That's
it
pretty
was a
fucking wild.
bronze statue. Yeah,
Oh, Nelson Eddy.
Remember
and
fucking
multiple,
Raoul was like, so how long did you pose for that?
Right.
I did it from memory, sir.
Fucking Raoul.
yeah. These
dick.
dudes.
Lots of whacking off.
Yeah, I'll bring this up in a second. So
okay.
Susanna Foster played Christine Dubois. And
So she was just like what's her name from Captain Marvel there. What'd you call her?
Brie Larson?
Plank of Wood.
Plank of Wood. Yeah, good old Plank of Wood
this is
with
a
French
character-
accents.
even her fucking stage name, Susanna Foster.
Yeah,
That's obviously not her real name.
Yeah.
Her stage name she chose because of Stephen Foster in the song "Oh Susanna."
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's like she just vanilla.
Okay.
Just,
I have never
just so
seen.
vanilla.
because her real name was like Yasmin Bleeth or something.
I don't get not that, but
I have never seen in any movie or story I've ever read a more unappealing woman that has more guys falling over
Yeah.
themselves for her.
She was pretty bland, yeah.
You've got Claudine obviously with this whole plot like that he's ruining his own life to be with her. You've got fucking Nelson Eddy there who could bang anybody in that year who's all over her. And then we got our next guy, Edgar Barrier, who plays a police constable or chief, Raoul Dubert.
And I'll say this for him. For being the heel,
I liked him.
He was very, very.
I didn't think he was the heel. I didn't think either of those guys were the heel.
I think he started off heelish.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, fuck this guy, and then I was like, oh, actually, he seems all right.
He's not a terrible person. He's just.
I don't like cops. All right.
Well, I'll give you that.
Let's just throw it out.
Yeah. I don't disagree with it. It's just he's not the likable guy.
Right.
At first. I think he became.
I don't think he becomes like.
You didn't like him the whole thing.
No, not really.
Okay.
They were both on par for me. I didn't, because I watched it fast, so I really didn't get a feeling.
Well, they
for
look
anyone.
so. If you're watching it and fast forward, these guys are interchangeable.
Yeah.
Like,
But
they're two guys with mustaches.
He's got excellent delivery. He's got good presence and all that. I mean, he's good as an actor, but as a role, fuck that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the only other one I wrote down, there was definitely more credits.
Shit ton more.
There's a shit ton.
Jesus,
But
there's a lot of
the
people
one
in this
I wanted to write down was just because I recognized him. Hume Cronin.
Oh, Hume Cronin
played Gerard, who was like a secondary police officer. Hume Cronin from Cocoon. So we know Hume Cronin from being an 80-year-old guy in our lifetime.
Right, yeah.
He was Dubert's.
No, not in that. Who the fuck is he in real?
He was in Cocoon. Batteries Not Included. He was married to Jessica Tandy.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh.
If you go back and watch
he was
it,
almost 90 when he passed away.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
You could completely see his face as a younger man in this role.
It's like Ralph Bellamy in Wolfman, and you get Hume Cronin here, and it's like
he has like 3 lines in the whole thing.
Right.
He's very.
Because he becomes such a famous person later,
right? It was worth
they make a
picking
big
out.
deal, and he gets a screen credit, which a lot of these guys that had
How the fuck do
3
you spell
lines.
this guy's name?
Hume.
Hume.
Okay.
Cronyn.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would know him from
He's got a.
I think I know exactly who it is.
Yeah, he's got like a 60-year career. So
that's exactly who I fucking thought.
Yeah, he was like the secondary.
he was in Brewster's Millions.
He was Montgomery Brewster's fucking ornery fucking uncle.
Right.
That's right, Brewster.
You're right.
You gotta spend the whole fucking thing.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
That's a great. Can we do a fucking Pint Invitational at Brewster's Millions?
You
God,
can
I'd
pick whatever
do it in
you
a
want.
heartbeat.
Pick
Come
whatever you want.
on, Jerry Orbach. Oh God, look at all the people that are in that movie.
John Candy.
So let's just bumper sticker it, Lloyd. What is
We're
the
not
entire,
talking about Phantom of the Opera at all here tonight.
What is the entire idea of this movie? What do we got?
Just this washed-up guy paying for this lady.
But is he really?
Well,
his hands all busted.
he can do the soft stuff, but he can't do anything with his finger.
He admitted that he can't.
Yeah.
He's when the guy's like, hey, you know what? Play fucking Act 3. And he's like, nope.
He's
he's
losing.
like, not even going to try.
Yeah, he's losing his ability to play violin.
Yeah.
But he's still a great composer. But no
He
one's
is.
recognizing
Nobody knows
him
it.
for that.
Right.
And,
So he's
that's where it all goes downhill.
He's got this concerto that he's constructed over the years, and he knows that it's a big hit, and he tries to sell it to this music publisher, and they screw him out of it. And
They don't really.
Yeah,
he
they-
just
Well, the guy was a dick. The
guy that he's talking to
was
is a
it
dick.
Fraley?
He's like
Fraley?
somebody threw it in the fucking trash like
Right.
they should have.
Yeah.
But someone's
Yeah.
actually.
But then they got Liszt in the other room playing the damn thing.
Playing it with a guy that's going, this guy is a great composer. He's been doing things for years. He's been playing at what the fuck is it? The opera,
Paris
the
Opera.
Paris Opera for
yeah.
20 years. I've been trying to tell people that he's been this good, and in the other room he's going, everyone's stealing from me.
Yeah.
Fuck you, people! And then he fucking snaps and.
Well, I mean,
And you know what? It doesn't take much to kill a guy in the
He-
1940s.
Apparently not. You just throttle a guy in front of a fat woman.
You just touch a dude's neck.
Honestly, I have fought friend fought when I was kids, rougher than that, and I'm glad those kids aren't dead.
Yeah.
Let's keep in mind though that dude was like fucking 49 pounds. Like,
He was 49
That
pounds.
was a small.
But
little
And you know,
fucking guy.
and let's give the guy credit. He had that hot Asian woman or whoever she was, she's kissing him on the neck when he's working. I'm like, this guy must be rich because he's got nothing else going on for
I
him.
have to say this though, for all of these movies that we watched so far, have we ever seen that kind of violence in front of the camera? It's usually hidden. So
Yeah.
here's a
Yeah,
guy
I
that
think you're right.
he
It's
throttles
mostly-
him to death in front of the camera.
Well, we've seen Frankenstein toss fucking what's his that was off camera. You're right.
Everything's thrown away.
Everything's off-
It's not right in front of the camera.
Invisible
so
Man killed like 100 people.
And actually
off camera.
And actually, this has one of my favorite lines
Which we
from
thought was
any
pretty
of these
horrific.
movies we've done. was when he does kill the guy, which I didn't realize the guy was dead.
Right.
The Asian girl, she
blasts him with the
she
acid.
blasts him with the acid. That's where we get the Phantom, you know,
Yep.
the visage. But then she says, and this is the quote from the movie, she goes, Monsieur, whatever his name is, has been murdered. Call a doctor.
Right.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
says
yeah,
that.
she said that.
Yeah,
I got
because
that.
apparently doctors in I don't know whatever.
They're
She
the
meant a
only
witch
people who-
doctor.
Yeah,
She definitely
yeah,
meant a
get,
witch
yeah,
doctor.
get the voodoo doctor.
He
here.
might be dead.
Yeah, I didn't know he was dead too. I thought, wow, you push a guy down and you get acid thrown
How
in your
did
face.
yeah really because you knew the acid
That's
was
what
coming.
it looked like. He pushed
you knew
him
the
down.
acid was coming because when
Yeah.
he foreshadows and said this is very
Oh, yeah.
you'll
Yeah,
burn yourself,
yeah,
so you
it'll
knew
burn
that was
yourself,
how it was
yeah.
going to happen.
But can we talk about the fact this guy gets a face full of acid from that surly fucking woman,
Right.
and literally runs around
just
the
runs
streets for
around.
like 3 hours?
Yeah. He goes into the sewer and splashes sewer water in his
Right.
face.
But only till like 3 hours after he gets a fucking. He's just running around the street from door to door.
Crawls under a carriage. They're like, oh, there he is over there. He's like crawling away.
for the
Yeah, nobody could find
Go
him.
to the hospital. What the fuck are you doing?
He's
Go to the
screaming like a maniac, but
for
no one
the
could find
tub
him.
of acid.
I think that's it, because he went nuts.
Yeah,
he just
yeah.
went. He snapped. That's where he snapped.
for that tub of
Apparently,
acid.
he's been nuts for 20 years because
yeah.
he's been using all of his fucking money
Yeah, it
to
was
pay for
pretty-
singing lessons for a
yeah.
girl who doesn't even know he fucking exists.
Yeah.
And the guy that's teaching, what's her name?
Christine.
Christine. Yeah,
Christine,
and-
yeah.
and-
Dubois.
Yeah, she's good, but if you're not going to pay me, I'm not going to teach
Yeah.
her anymore.
It's like, I've only been fleecing you out of money for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking do anything for free.
I guess
You
I
can't
guess,
even pay for soup, motherfucker.
I guess it's the long.
I heard your
bit.
soup bill. I was like behind.
I saw your soup bill.
I
Get
saw
out of
your
here.
soup bill. It's ridiculous.
Think of it like Falling Down, the Michael Douglas movie, where
Yeah.
all these things are happening to this guy, and he finally just goes, "Fuck you! I hate everybody. I'm going to kill someone and then become the fan of the."
In all
And he's
honesty,
like, when did I become the bad guy here?
yeah,
Exactly.
he should feel very lucky too because he took like a 3-gallon.
I just
trough.
compared Phantom of the Opera to Falling Down.
You did.
I just want you to know that.
All right.
He took like a 3-gallon trough of acid to the face, and when they finally unmask him at the end, he ain't that bad. I mean, he's
It looked like some. I can't believe Jack Pierce did the makeup because it looked like somebody threw a jar of jelly on his face.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like maybe a pretty severe case of eczema,
Yeah.
but like overall, like he could have gone back to like
It
a
was in
regular
color.
life.
It
Again,
wasn't black and white.
Let's
so it
go
was
back
color.
to the fucking 1925.
He did have like a pretty good trough going down.
He did,
from
but
the
I
eye
mean,
down.
he
That was
took
about it.
He
Let's
didn't lose
go
any
back-
hair or nothing.
Go back to
No.
fucking Lon Chaney's Phantom and what
No,
he
it's
looked like.
Yeah.
much more
Compared to
terrible.
Oh yeah, he was
Like I don't. I mean, well, but it's a completely different movie as well. Like the
Oh,
whole-
completely,
yeah.
There's no
completely.
Christine.
Well,
Right,
you know,
right.
if this-
there's none of that fucking opera, 9-hour opera in the middle of the goddamn movie that drove me to shut the movie off.
If
Yeah.
if this movie had a tagline, which I don't know what it was, I'll tell you. Well, one of them I did read the taglines, which I thought was hilarious. Was well, it wasn't the tagline so much of the movie, but it was on the poster. It was in flaming Technicolor.
yeah,
flaming.
yeah, well, that doesn't preclude anything that's going to happen in the end of the movie.
If I had to give this movie a tagline, I would give this. You want me to pause it? I'm going to pause it.
No, do it.
Oh, okay. John's going to pee. I'm going to shame him.
Oh, okay.
Pee shame. Pee shame.
I think this happens almost every time.
Yeah,
I had like a lot.
Oh,
you had
no,
a
hey.
couple beers.
Thankfully, you're sweating it all out.
Not to mention all the coffee I drank this morning.
So, now you got my
And there the dogs are
going.
going.
Jesus Christ. All right. So, if I had to give this movie like, he's coming back.
I don't miss this movie. Talk about it all you want.
All right. Well, don't take a dump. We're trying to.
I am now.
All right. So, if I had to give this movie a tagline, I would say it's like almost like no Phantom, all opera. This movie has so much fucking. It's basically like a musical. I did not expect that. That was out of left field. When the first scene ended. And the first scene was a really big musical number.
Yep.
I thought, okay, this is it. We're gonna get into some stuff. And my God, man, there was actually, I wrote it down here. There's several opera scenes. There are 3 different operas used in this movie. Only one of them is a real opera. The other 2 were made up
for the movie.
For the movie. The first one was called Marta, which is an actual opera. That was the first scene with like kind of the soldiers and all that stuff. And then there's one called Amor et Glory, I guess would be the way to say it. That's not a real opera. And then the last one at the end where they're chasing after the Phantom is Le Prince Masque de Caucasique. So I think it might mean something about a white mask.
I like your French.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
These were both of those were actually based on real musical concertos or musical pieces, but they were not actual operas.
Okay.
But holy
it makes
fuck.
you wonder if this was more a vehicle for Nelson Eddy than it was.
It feels like
Yeah.
it. It totally feels like it. This does not feel like again, we kind of talked about it a little bit before. How this ended up in the classic Universal horror Blu-ray set.
It doesn't seem to fit.
It doesn't seem to fit. And I was telling John earlier
there's
today,
definitely a psychological profile thing going on there with this guy.
Yeah.
And I guess you could call that a monster, you know.
I mean, he's definitely he does some monstrous shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
The last 15 minutes of the movie, maybe even 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Well, once,
I mean, you just really despise this
once he
guy
says-
beyond anything that happened
Well,
prior.
he tries to poison the fucking lead actress, right?
Yep.
So Christine can
Yep.
get. In
He
the
gets real
fucking-
murdery.
He
Yeah.
gets super murdery.
Super
and then,
murdery.
And then he warns him. He's like, "Listen," he's like, "if you fucking put this girl back in, something fucked up is going to happen."
Right.
And that's when he's sawing the fuck. How do you saw?
He's got a hacksaw on the
he's got a
chain on the
hacksaw
chandelier.
on a chain the size of a fucking thigh.
Yeah.
On like an Emmett Smith thigh.
That
Like,
chain-
and he's fucking sawing it. Just la 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 la.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, that would have taken you 6 weeks to get through that.
That
with a
chain
hacksaw.
was like
You've got 10 minutes to go through.
That was
this
a monster chain.
Yeah.
tensile steel.
It was
or-
very much like Mad Max, except in Mad Max, it was a fucking handcuff. This was like one of the Titanic's anchor chains.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
And he's just going
it's a
through
big
it like
deal
it's
on-
fucking
on the big
butter.
screen, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess the movie basically goes through where Christine keeps on getting these opportunities because he keeps on murdering or trying to murder people.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, he's talking to her from like the shadows, like
Which is
Oh, yeah, he's
And
Yeah.
she's
sort of
she's
narrating
like,
in the
Someone's
background.
talking to me.
the shadow knows.
Apparently, she's blonde, so she's stupid and doesn't realize it.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
she's red hair. Red hair.
Was it red?
She was red. Yeah, red hair.
Yeah, it was red.
Yeah.
Not in the
I thought it was
not in the
blonde
edition
myself.
I saw, but
Really?
Yeah, I read it as
No,
blonde.
I apologize. The other woman was red hair. The one that he poisoned. I apologize. Yeah. I don't care. This movie fucking.
Yeah.
This movie.
I was grateful for all the
Okay,
opera stuff.
let's-
Fast
let's-
forward, it
let's
allowed
just
me
say
to watch
this
it
right
all.
off the bat. Did we like this movie,
No.
Larry?
No.
I honestly didn't hate it. It's not a horror movie.
Right, right.
It's,
Which
it's
which
not a
puts
horror
it
movie. I really like Claude Rains.
Right,
I like
exactly.
I like the comedy element of it.
There's a
I like
com-
the
yeah, I
odd
guess there
couple element of the.
Well,
Listen, they were the fucking odd couple.
Let's be straight up.
Yeah.
man.
It's so weird.
Let's be straight up. They have this running joke between Dubert and Anatoly or Anatole,
The fucking French names drove me nuts in this movie.
where they continuously talk over each other and say the same things.
Right.
And then there's
Constantly.
there's a repeated joke where they try to go through doors together.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
15
right.
times. I mean, and let's just get to it.
No,
It's-
you
it's-
first.
It's almost
You first.
slapstick. It's almost fucking slapstick.
It's super slapstick. And let's
Is
get right
it
to
trying to be James Whale again? Is that what they're trying to do?
They go so far as you didn't get to the end of this movie, but the
No,
end of
I
it-
said
so-
fuck this. Which I did see the
you
movie.
bailed?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I saw this as a kid, and I remember how it ends. After all this opera, I said, "Fuck this!
Yeah.
I am so done with it. I couldn't fast forward enough to get through it.
I actually appreciated the end because here's what happens at the end.
It's a goose situation.
Well, yeah, the Phantom perishes under the catacombs crash in.
The bowels of
Yeah,
the,
the bowels
opera
of the
house.
opera house crash in. He perishes.
I didn't
They
like it as
all
a
get
kid.
out. They all get out, and at the end of the movie, and I did actually like this little bit because you could see her character being this way. Because she really was. She was a vapid fucking.
Oh, she's an idiot.
She was a
Yeah.
vapid idiot, and you have these two guys that like are really into her, and she's never committing to one or the other. Each one of them, the biggest part of their day is going to supper with her.
Right.
Like tonight's a great
Supper,
night. Why
dude,
is that?
not dinner.
Yeah.
Supper.
Oh, because tonight I'm going to go to supper with
Supper.
Christine Dubois. And then, well, why are you happy, Police Constable Dubert? Oh, because tonight I will be suppering with Christine.
And they both give her the same exact bouquet of flowers.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's probably
So
it was actually the same.
So the movie ends where these guys both come to give her flowers, and they're both going to argue over who's taking her out to supper. And now that she's like the prima opera star, she ends up just like leaving them and going out to her adoring crowd. That's all she cares about.
Yeah.
And they basically agree to go on a date.
Yeah.
They're like,
together.
would
Let's
you like
go
with each
together.
other? Yeah. And the movie ends with
They
them.
should have gone hand in hand.
The movie
really.
ends with them trying to go out the door together, and they get stuck again. And it's like a slapstick weird comedy.
Right. And then there's an orangutan, and one says "Right turn to Clyde."
Yeah.
No,
But at least this movie finally had an ending.
Yeah,
It didn't just
There
end.
was a
It
proper
had
actual
an
fucking-
ending.
Yeah.
There was a
It-
proper ending.
But again, it was in color, so big movie in color.
Well, I
in
mean,
the
when
40s.
you spend $1.5 million on a movie, there's someone there going, "We better have a fucking ending for this thing."
Right.
Like, let's not have the credits crashing on a character like we did in the last
we
one.
want the men and the women to like the end of this movie.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, this is not
But
the
we'll put it in
only.
the Universal Horror box set. Yeah, because that makes sense.
There is no Universal logo in this movie at all. There's nothing in the beginning of this.
Oh
thing.
shit,
Yeah.
that's right.
Nothing
Yeah.
at all. Yeah. Yeah. And I wanted to bring up, I brought this up to John, I think maybe on a text, or we talked about it earlier today.
Last night when I said, why are we watching this movie?
Yeah. So the reason is because, again, I bought that box set last year, and it's got the 8 movies in it. But the really funny part about it is I'm pretty sure this was an afterthought, or someone said, we got 7 movies, let's put 8 in for a budgetary
nice
reason.
round number.
Because in the box that I have, there are art cards by Alex Ross.
Alex Ross being the comic book
artist
that
everybody loves, painter. And there's 7 of them. There is not one for this movie, so it's almost like it was an afterthought.
Because, like I said last night, I honestly think that they had so many leftover DVDs of this movie. They were like, "Oh, if we can squeeze it all in there, we'll get rid of all."
And
of
you know
them.
what? Even the Phantom Mask was not interesting.
No.
Not
It
like
wasn't
half the face. It was
it
just,
was a full.
Yeah,
it was
was
a
not
full
good.
came down to his upper lip.
Yeah,
it's not good.
And again, Claude Rains is a good actor. I do like him in this. I actually
and
feel for him in the beginning of the movie. Just kind of like the fact
In the
that you
beginning,
you got this guy who's like
he's a sad sack.
He gets fired and he thanks the dude. Like
Right.
when he's fired, he's like, "Thank you
Right.
so much." And this
Well,
is
he was
another
there
one.
for 20 years.
Here's another one of my.
You're there for 20 years, of course,
Yeah.
and you can't do it
Go
anymore.
out clawing and screaming.
What does he give him? What does he give him as like you're fired? But
Oh,
you know
he
what?
gives season tickets.
See,
Yeah.
so
you
this
can come in and
yeah.
watch everyone else play.
Right.
that's what I'm saying. It's like you know
not
what?
a dick move.
I don't think he even he's like, I think I can arrange season tickets.
Right.
Just we'll fucking call you.
Yeah.
Don't call us.
And if you see it in the beginning of the film, you see how big the fucking theater is.
Yeah.
They can't like cram him in on the sidelines or anything.
Hey, you know what? We're gonna let you go after 20 years. We're not gonna really do anything for you money wise. But what we're going to do is we're possibly going to give you tickets to come back to the place we just fired you
We're
from.
going to put you on the wait list.
Yeah, we're going to put you on the wait list, and you get to come back here and not get paid for it.
I do love the fact that he couldn't play violin anymore, but he was really, really good with the piano.
Yeah.
that's
Something is
true.
wrong with my left hand.
Yeah.
And obviously he can't go to a doctor because he can't pay doctor bills if you can't pay your soup bill. You know? That woman was pissed off about that soup. She wanted her money. Because it wasn't a soup, it was
Mr.
bread, too.
Claudine.
And that other dude was pissed. The shit's fucking missing. And this guy's like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
whatever.
that-
And then the pickled pig's feet
that
are
was
missing.
great.
And he was like, well, hold
Yeah.
the fucking phone.
Yeah.
That
the
guy-
pig's feet are missing.
He's got the full British accent going while the other guy's going, what? What is going on here?
Yeah.
What? We are missing what? Pickled pig's feet?
And
look that up.
And another one of the comedy moments is that you have that one guy who just keeps repeatedly making the sign of because he thinks the place is haunted, and he keeps on making the sign of it's a long-nosed, long
with the beard,
ghoul, and like every time he does that, it's like you could tell probably in 1943 people are going, "Oh, he's Jim Carrey
He's so
50 years
jolly."
early." They should make a movie about a pet detective with him in it. Oh, God.
I fucking hated this movie. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just going to go right off the bat and just say, because this could be a fairly short episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go right off the bat and say that this immediately plunders to the bottom of my list. I think. Do we all agree it's the bottom
Absolutely.
of this list, or Larry? Are you going to?
It's right to the bottom for me.
Well, Larry's thinking of what would this be trumped by?
Mummy.
Yeah,
Really?
he didn't like The Mummy at all.
Because I'll tell you what this movie did for me with The Mummy. Remember how when we did The Mummy, we said this wasn't a horror movie?
Right.
Boy, this gives me appreciation for The Mummy.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's on a different level. Again, it's not a horror so much as all the other Universal horror movies are.
Right.
Because it's a weird fucking movie.
For me, as an overall film, I like Phantom better than The Mummy.
Okay.
Not a horror film.
Well, I'll give
Just
you
as an overall film, I like Phantom.
I'll give you this: production quality, acting quality. Oh yeah, it surpasses The Mummy, but I'd rather watch The Mummy.
I think you just hate the fucking opera.
For a monster
I
movie.
do.
Oh no, he does.
I'd
He
pick
said
The
last
Mummy.
night. He's like, I fucking hate opera.
Fucking hate. I'm trying to get my way through the opera parts. I'm like, where's the fucking story? I remember the goddamn story. Where is
when
it?
she first starts singing, all I can picture is the blue girl from fucking what was that?
Plava Laguna.
Multipass. What is that movie?
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. See, I actually like that. Because
good
it's not necessarily opera so much as it's like opera on a whole nother level.
Yeah, like
And-
a dance track.
Right, and it's cool, it's good. But this is like a full-on opera.
It's a full-on opera.
It's a full-on opera that I'm like, where's the rest of the fucking movie? And these idiots that are trying to say French names can't even say the French names properly.
Right. And like I said, I think I said it at the beginning.
I have problems with that.
I still put this above The Mummy as an overall film, but I would definitely put the 1925 silent version
Way above
this.
this. Yeah, I would
that
give you
was
that.
actually a scary horror film.
Right, yeah,
Whereas
right.
this was just a comedy / not tragedy. I don't know.
So you appreciate this as a movie, but not necessarily
Not
as
necessarily as a horror movie.
It's not.
It's not a horror movie.
And I get why it made so much money. I mean, as a
It's
spectacle,
gorgeous.
it's
Oh,
beautiful.
no,
to look at.
and again, if you
and
went
the color is
if you
amazing.
went in with what Larry said, with the idea that Nelson Eddy was a pop star or a star at the time,
Right.
and that you knew that this was
Well, I
going to
think-
be very musical.
I don't think was he a big star
Yeah.
at that time?
He was already a big
He
star.
was.
Yep.
Okay. I thought that came after.
No,
but,
he was already a
all
big
right.
star.
But when you look at it too, again, the two guys that played those characters, you got Nelson Eddy and who played the police officer?
Raul Julia.
Edgar
No,
Barry,
Raul
Julia.
Those guys were very good together. They were
Their chemistry was good.
not just together, but solo. I mean, there were scenes that you got to see where they're in different parts of the movie, and you're like, wow, that guy's really good. He's good at acting. Well, again, Claude Rains, excellent, big hair.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Big hair.
Claude
Big
Rains
hair.
actually. One of the things I read when I was researching this movie was Claude Rains actually had full approval of the
his hair?
of the makeup.
Oh, is it?
And he had in his contract. Jack Pierce did the makeup for this. He didn't want to look too deformed. That's why he's only like kind of half. And they only show it at the end of the
That's
movie.
okay.
But
I
he didn't
mean-
want to look like no nose and an eyeball missing, which is what really happened.
Yeah,
With that, I mean that was a full load to the face.
Right.
Like you don't get loads to the face in Pornhub
and
like
then-
this
Full
guy
load to
got.
the face.
And then
Right.
and then splashing your face with sewer water.
Sewer water.
That's just,
Right.
yeah.
Well, he did tell her. Well, you didn't see the end. He did tell her it's quite beautiful down here. When it's dark and all, you know.
Fuck that.
And you get your own
I'm
lake.
sorry, but fuck you.
He tells her. He tells her. He's like, you get your own lake. And I kind of wish that there was like
He was
they
off
showed
the
it. And there was
rails.
turds floating in it. You've got your own lake where everybody in Paris who takes a dump.
Oh, yeah,
it comes right here.
1800 Paris. There
Yeah.
wouldn't be shit floating everywhere.
Yeah.
yeah, nothing. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah, but see, you think about it. All these
We're
Universal
not gonna
films
get
that we've talked
realistic here.
about, they're very scattered. They're not. A lot of them aren't very well put together. They're not very well put together films. Whereas this is actually
Oh no, this is
This
I
was a
agree.
solid
a very comprehensive
as a
film.
movie. It's
Right.
a solid movie.
Yeah, but
it is on the bottom of my list.
I get it.
because
I get it.
Fuck you if I have to watch another goddamn opera.
Yeah.
My father loved opera.
Yep.
I'm banging the table a lot.
Yeah, you
tonight.
are. I was just going to ask you to please fucking chill out with that.
It's. I'm not trying to, but anyway. Yeah, he loved the opera, and I couldn't stand it. I just.
We've learned a lot about your dad in the last 2 days. What did you
Yeah.
say last night? Your dad was afraid of
He was
naked
afraid
women.
of naked women.
Yeah. John's dad was afraid of naked women.
Yeah.
Okay.
How the hell? Whatever happened with me? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I could,
Not afraid of him, huh?
You want to know how much money I spent on strippers?
Hey,
Oh, Jesus.
David Bowie.
That's another episode.
David Bowie was afraid of Americans, from what I understand.
Nice.
So-
Yeah, he was.
He was.
With Trent Reznor.
All right, so
let's-
we got one movie left in the Scary Larry's House of
I'm
Universal
looking
Horror.
forward to it.
And
Yeah,
it is,
I'm looking forward
It is
to it.
Especially
19, I
after
think
this.
54's Creature from the Black
54?
It's early 50s, yeah,
Wow.
53, 54. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
there were other movies in between.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is
This is the box set we're going to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the box
Yeah.
set, you know, which makes me, because there
a
were a
big
lot of
gap.
movies.
Yeah.
It is weird that this one somehow got in there. Like you would have thought there. I actually
Again,
think,
that's why I asked you.
I think what you said is right. They probably produced a Blu-ray
Yeah.
of this. Nobody fucking bought it, and they just went, okay, we got those 7 movies. Jam that fucker right
Yeah.
between Wolfman and Creature from the Black
We'll
Lagoon.
get rid of them. We'll get them out of
Yeah.
the warehouse.
So Larry, thank you again for coming in.
thank you.
Thank you for chilling with us. Thanks for eating your popcorn.
Thanks for
John?
making me watch 45 minutes of this shithole movie.
45 minutes of an hour and a half movie.
Yeah, I finished it. I think I'm the only one that maybe you and me finished it in real time. This fucker time traveled through it, and
Yeah.
you fucking stopped watching.
And
it.
I want to say this: I did not fall asleep. I turned it off.
You made
Yeah.
a
I couldn't
conscious
take
decision.
Yeah.
Couldn't take it.
Lindsay, actually, who doesn't watch these with me, but she was in and out of the room yesterday, and I watched it straight through. And it was only an hour and a half, but she'd come in and go,
Yeah.
it's still fucking on?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know how.
I sent him a message like 2 days ago. I'm like, yeah, fuck this movie. This episode's gonna be really short.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're out before 40 minutes.
See?
So,
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? That's nice, though. That makes me editing. It'll be a good week in a few months when I do this.
Squeeze it right in under the wire there.
Yeah. All right, John, why don't you say the words that make us disappear?
See ya, you motherfuckers.
Hey, ya.
It's over, Johnny. It's over. Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.